Well, it all began when I was basically very young, and my mother was an art teacher, and I was surrounded by art all my life, even though I didn't participate in any. But my father had a painting that he had gotten from NCY, and which was very prominent in our house for 60 years, and so I was always surrounded by art. I first began doing watercolor, which I absolutely loved. In fact, everybody said it was incredibly difficult, and it can be difficult, but you can't be too afraid of it, because you're going to eventually get what you want. And so for many years I did watercolor and took classes in watercolor, and then slowly a friend of mine took a workshop and showed me a very specific way to do acrylics. So I fell in love with that media. Then again, another friend said, gee, look at this collage I'm doing. And so I started doing collage, and one kind of evolved one after the other. And then I also did oil pastels, again from just a friend that I knew, or people that would come back from workshops and say, why don't you try this? Well, I find inspiration from so many different things. I'll look at magazines, I'll look at nature, I'll look out and look at a bird and say it's a perfect setting. I'll go to the grocery store and look at a pear that's a strange shape and come home and draw it on a sheet of paper. I've done still lifes where I'd set up, our group would almost set up still lifes and we'd paint those. So many different, I'll look at a leaf and say, wow, I love that shape. Some of the paintings I've done have been scenes across the creek where we have our summer home, and I've done one that's almost in one scene, but I've done it in winter, a winter scene, a summer, fall. I'll do sunsets, but the sky might not always be blue and the grass green. I will do them in purples, and I will do sand blue and any color of the rainbow. So I don't stick to total realism by any means. Well, with collage, it's really not difficult at all. It might sound like it, but I'll take a piece of watercolor paper and I'll put acrylic paint all over the top of it, and then I'll smush it all with saran wrap and leave it overnight to dry, take that off, and then I will put my image, basically an outline of my image on that by pencil or some media that doesn't show up too much. And then I'll start cutting up little pieces of paper and collaging them, and I will color some of them with watercolor. The joy that I get is just beyond conception. It's just absolute thrill to share, to see what you can create. Sometimes you'll have an idea in your mind of what you think it should look like, and it'll end up being totally different. And then you get out something you didn't expect, but you like it even more. I think it's exciting, it's thrilling.